I don't know how aware you are, but in India has been going through a very difficult time right now, especially the women of India, right from the time of 15th August. And there is a, in fact, this year, we looked at the freedom and said, I don't know how good it is to be a woman or not to be a woman. There has been a rape of a medical girl, medico, who um, was working and on a night on a shift 36 hours. And you spoke about trauma, and you spoke about that you could get out of that trauma. And trauma is something that my country is facing right now, especially the women. And so tell me, Jans, how can the music really, really help people to heal at this difficult time in my country?
Mhm.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. Well, it seems like we are just getting into it. We are not at the point. So, um, above all, I think it's very important for you to know that in this moment, well, I am very clear. I'm sorry to say that it is not only India. It is in many, many places in the world. I mean, it's when I was kind of young and I was euphoric, I thought things are going better and we will give all ourselves into to make up a proper evolution of all the good thoughts. And and this is even another level of the traumatic presence that every day I have to realize it didn't change to the better. It changed to the worse, and it was uh, so this is a yes, it's not amazing in the it's amazing in the negative term, but the thing is also on a very early stage. I decided I will not study the problem. I was very good first time. I was very good in fighting the problem, but if the problem is huge, you cannot win a fight when the enemy is so superior. So and then I spend a lot of time like analyzing the problem and understanding the historical background of person involved. And but this took away like all my time. And then I realized, well, I am not a journalist. I mean, I wanted to become a historical researcher, but to study history is not very pleasant topic because you are confronted with the huge of traumatic stories. And I don't want to go into that. But then I made a decision that I want to study the solution. I see the problem and I feel it and I suffer from it. And I really, it affects me uh, uh, very much, but it's like I take my creative force to make a decision to study happiness solution and health. And so this is my daily even every morning my routines is that I tell every cell in my body, so today is another day. I'm going to give myself for the solution, however big the problems are. Oh my God. And there are so many problems. And no, but now let's say is a serious issue. And like now I started 40 years ago. And since then, I never stopped, not 1 week. And and by now, so many years later, I am let's say I am in a very interesting position that I travel around the world and I can see I experience the many different cultures that we have on this planet. And even if we have different cultures of so many kind, it that I can clearly say that however different the culture is, it's all about humans. It doesn't matter in which culture you live. basically it's we are all of the same kind. We are all humans, and people have more or less the same, similar, same kind of problems. So, and in the last years, like I've been traveling, also teaching in China. And in China, like never ever before, like also in Europe, in Germany, there are these like, let's say, these problematic relationships between man and woman. And like in Europe, in Germany, we have now like 2000 years of Roman Catholic suppression. You know, these are the forces that made all this colonialism forces going on, and they really changed the phase, the map of the world map by expanding scrupulously and under the name of the Lord, you know, doing all kind of um, let's say mad things, and they are so. But whereas in Germany, in Europe, so now for 2, 3 generation, like there was a kind of dynamic of let's say where the roles of the man and the woman kind of adjusted, and it's not that obvious that these mechanisms of man superior and the woman are like being being in a kind of victim role. Well, of course it's still there, but it's not, it has changed. But when I got to China, I was very um very touched how many women are having acute, let's say, let's put it easy, just say problems, challenges in their life because their roles is not fair, it's not adequate. And then, and I'm saying this, so when I remember like all the many classes I had now, that if we like we speak about sound healing, so sound healing is not something specific. Yeah, it's a spectrum of possibilities, and it's just a word. It does not really say anything. It's not stick to any specific strategy. It's but what it means is that people spend a moment in their time in a acoustic sound environment, which probably presented best with gongs, but also singing bowls, but also other options of intuitive music. And within these free floating music, um, what happens is that people are touched in their inner self, whatever this inner self, how it's constructed. But this is why sound music is so let's say so special, because like you don't use music in terms of melodies and rhythm and structures as it was used before, but because of the character of the instruments like they generate, they supply a full spectrum with all possible in between notes, frequencies at the same time. And somehow, for really physical reason, that if a human body is explores this like a sound field, then first it penetrates the body, and then, as now I presume we all have a holistic understanding, and so we have the imagination or the knowledge that if we have a mind, if we have thinking, somehow is connected with the body. If we have emotions, somehow it's connected with the body. So our body itself is can be considered as an instrument that receives vibrational impact in forms of like everything is a vibrational impact. A conversation can be, a news line can be, like information. You were just sharing this information, and if we would have like a, let's say now, or like okay, let's implement, let's confront the impact of this information. We can even go down to have, let's say, physical shock waves because of this information. So how is it possible that one information influences a body in a way that the let's say whatever well, the quality, good quality, bad quality, the quality of this information is affecting us. So, and um, and then if we have sound music, then for some or for many, many reasons, it is that the sound music will help that this informational impact will somehow transform or will put into a flow. This is very simply said, but it is exactly like this. And the gong instrument is for a gong instrument, because of its physical spectrum of endless frequency, is able to touch all the body and touch the, let's say, the informations on any possible cellular level.